And welcome back to Straight Talk. Council is going on hiatus.
Hiatus.
Yes.
Well, they're going to, where is that? Is that in
Well,
Mass?
apparently all work is done.
Is that in Mass? Hiatus?
Hiatus port. No, they're taking a much-needed break, apparently.
Yeah, they need
Take a summer. Well, look, they're okay. They're still going to be in the building, though. But what they say they're taking a break from is the meetings, the schedule of council meetings, and so this will free up individual councilors to take more vacation time off. But there will still be, if the need arises for some sort of emergency meetings and so on, that those will still take place.
You know, one of the things I wanted to talk about is the last public meeting. You know, we talked a lot about it and stuff like that, but now it seems like they're going to do all the public meetings the same.
Oh, really?
Well, that's the feel I get, that they want to continue in that format. Now, whether or not that happens, but do you think that people shouldn't have a say again as to how public meetings should go? I wanted your thoughts. It's like, I think that unless the community decides those are going to be changed, then they should be changed. I don't think council should have the authority or power or anything to give or to do a community meeting without the community approving it. That's just my thought on that.
Oh, well, I mean, it's been ongoing. They've been trying to change them, and I understand the reasons why. It's because the amount of people that were actually going to the meetings were the same. There was low numbers going to meetings when they used to have them monthly. And
Not all the chiefs went either, so.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it was roughly the same people that would show up, and a lot of things, I guess, they felt that they were ineffective.
Well, you know what? Here's the fact. If by that, what we're talking about is that the meetings are gonna be now used as the community decision-making model. That's the way that meetings are going to be conducted. Well, you know what? If it isn't a hot button topic like membership, you're still not going to get the numbers. You're going to get more numbers than you did before. When you were talking about whether there should be a Justice Act, that isn't going to change. And you know what? I don't care what the reasons are. The answer to the question is no. They shouldn't go on like that. I mean, it shouldn't go on like that if 10 people or if 2 people say, you know, I don't want to take part. I object to this way of doing it, but I want my say. It's a community meeting, and how did it turn into this other process?
But you know, now that the minutes are available for the last meeting, what is going to happen now? Do you think that those suggestions or whatever came out of there, that they're going to incorporate them into the membership, or?
Well, they're going to bring it. They said so. I mean, they said that.
Well, they're going to bring it to the community, bring everything else in.
No, specifically, Mike, what they said at that community meeting, at the end of the meeting, was that even though it wasn't an official, the start of the whole membership amendment process, within that process, the community decision-making, that they were still going to take the information that was gathered, the opinions that were gathered, and bring that into that process when it officially begins in September. Okay, so in a sense it was unofficial and it was a dry run, but on the other hand, what they got out of that, they're going to bring to the other one.
I hope something comes out of it.
But I mean, I know that I'm not the only person who questioned what happened there. There were people who were observing as traditional people who were upset about some of the things that were said there. But the process is not about returning to traditional government from their perspective. There were people who maybe don't sit in either camp who looked at it and thought they were not happy. Put it that way. They were not happy with the process.
You know, I'm not saying that it was a bad process or anything. I mean, I think that a lot came out of it, and it was. I just don't think the community should have been hijacked into it. I think that, you know, there should have been some kind of a buy-in before, and not just show up and it's like that. You should have had one meeting and said, okay, this is what we're planning to do, what do you think about it? And even if it's the people that are there said, okay, then we like this system better, then, you know, maybe they're going to get that feedback now. I mean, it would be good if we can get some of that feedback, you know? How did people like it, and would they would they like the same kind of a meeting to happen all the time? You know, that's just something else.
Yeah.
On another note, I guess it's, you know, the summer's coming and there's so much construction around town.
The bridge.
Yeah, it's like you can't get out of town.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, you
It's
can't go up
difficult.
to 207 if you're going down. I mean, it was funny. They put all the stop signs up because of the problems it was causing for the emergency vehicles, and they can't get out. They got to park out on the street someplace or on the other side.
The first time they put them up, I got so mad. I was going to the 132, and at the time, the traffic just went around and had to be rerouted, and I was in a hurry. I had to go over that bridge, and I couldn't get over the bridge. So I did like a regular Ganawag-Erono, and I went through the field with my truck, and I went back around.
Well, it was a little tricky finding the way to go.
I was just-
They're making the roads wider though.
Yeah, they're actually going to be adding a bike access on that side where they're, you know, where they're currently replacing the decking
Yeah.
that's closed.
Yeah, I know.
They're
on
going
the
to be,
bridge.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, and I was like, seriously, I was impressed when I have gone underneath and you see them replacing the
Yeah.
whole decking, like they had done last year with the other side. So I
It's
just
the same
think,
thing,
and the cranes are huge.
Yeah, I know they're
You know,
big.
and I was looking at them, they're like octopuses, you know, like,
Do you
or
see
no, that would be
stack of
octopi.
weights to count the balances? They're
And the
massive.
thing is, parts of the crane, there's like almost two parts of the crane, that there are two different cranes that could be to one. You know what I mean? That big one, all the pieces, like the jib and the boom is all, it's not even on it, it's on another rig. And that's impressive, you know, when you're, last year when they had it, it was funny because I was at home and I can see the bridge from my
Right.
house. Then the next thing you know, I'm like, where the hell did this crane come from? It was like, it's so damn big for a job that small. I mean, it's a big job, but it's small compared to the crane that they have. So I had asked them, and they said it was the same price, and it's stronger. So I said, yeah, you might as well go for it.
Yeah, go
And it makes us look good. You know, we have one of the
Well, the
biggest, bigger
flag's up
cranes.
there. The
Yeah.
flag's up there, and it looks good.
You know, that getting that bridge done, finally, it needs to get done, and you know, it's been so much controversy, and it's still the union, the non-union situation. You know, that's a tough thing. You know, I understand that the union part of having it and making sure that their salaries and their scale and the security and the safety is there 100%, and I think that's what everybody wants. You know, but. You know, I don't think that they're ever going to come to an agreement, so it's going to be tough. You know, now they're going out and they're beating each other up. You know, they're doing it the hard way.
Yeah,
I mean,
it got
it's
serious
tough.
at the last meeting. I mean, it could,
Yeah.
you know.
It can be quite heated because there's a lot of factors involved there, you know, plus the pride and our own, what we decide to do and then what they decide to do, and you know, we're just coming back from two different sides.
But they have to, you know, I think you have to look at some of the positive things to it. I mean, because there's a lot. The bridge is getting repaired finally. We're doing it, opposed to having somebody else, and we're working for them. The men are at home. They're not traveling all over. You know, the money's being spent here. It's improving a lot of their lives. It's helping the community. Everything is done here. You know, so those are some of the positive things. Like I said, the negative is the union issues. I don't know 100%. I hear mostly one side. I had asked some of the guys that are on the union side to come and talk, and the door's still open. If you want to come on the record and discuss the union part of it, I'd be more than welcome. Or if you want to go on, which name was it?
Is reality check.
Reality check on Tuesday, yeah.
We're looking for people to come on and talk about it.
And that's what we want. We want the community to know the whole thing. It's not just one side. Let's look at everything and what are the pros and cons, and even the council's not really saying too much, and then the NBC are saying stuff about Mall Council, and it's becoming it's becoming a pissing contest now between everybody, and it should be positive, not negative. A job that big, and then the second part when it comes, it should be a positive thing for this community, and it always ends up to be, you know, somebody's throwing something that they're always knocking heads. Why do we have to be like that all the time?
Well,
We're hard heads.
well, some of the stuff with the union, when the union got into it also, though, and that got to be about Quebec politics as much, and regardless of what they say, I mean, that's what it is. It's about it being in their eyes in Quebec, and they should have their foot in the door, and their guys should be working. Even though there was a thing about was supposedly they would be in, but there would still be, it'd have to go to Kahnawake first. Then there's the other side of it, and they're saying there's other people working, doing stuff, and nobody's complaining about them. They're complete non-natives.
And
or
they're
what have you. Subcontractors, and they're doing work. But the issue is when you start talking about a jurisdiction,